That is Alfred Korzybski, the philosophy that breaks mental illusions. This is an exploration of how the human mind constructs the reality it believes it is experiencing. It is not a study of the external world itself but a study of the internal processes through which we interpret that world. It is not a description of what exists outside us but an examination of how we build meaning inside us. This is the work of Alfred Korzybski, the founder of general semantics, a discipline that investigates how language, nervous systems and evaluation processes shape human understanding. Korzybski did not argue that humans are irrational. He argued that humans behave rationally according to the maps they carry in their minds. These maps guide perception, judgment, emotion and behavior, but these maps are incomplete, filtered, abstracted and often outdated. General semantics is the study of these maps, how they are formed, how they mislead and how they can be improved. Section 1. The map is not the territory. Korzybski's most famous insight is that the map is not the territory. A map is a representation. A territory is the actual world. A map can be useful but it is never complete. It leaves out details, it simplifies, it distorts. Human language works in the same way. Words are maps, labels are maps, beliefs are maps, but humans often confuse their maps with the territory. They treat descriptions as if they were the things described. They treat labels as if they were reality. They treat assumptions as if they were facts. This confusion creates emotional reactions, misunderstandings and conflicts. General semantics begins with the discipline of remembering that the word is not the thing, the label is not the person and the belief is not the world. Section 2. Abstraction, the core of human knowing. Korzybski explained that humans never experience the world directly. We experience abstractions at the physical level. The world contains infinite details. We cannot sense all of them. Our nervous system selects only a fraction. At the sensory level we receive impressions, but even these impressions are filtered by our biology. At the interpretive level we add meaning, assumptions, expectations and emotional coloring. At the linguistic level we compress these interpretations into words. Words are shortcuts, words are symbols, words are abstractions of abstractions. At the belief level we build systems of meaning, we create identities, we create worldviews. General semantics teaches that confusion arises when we mix these levels, when we treat interpretations as if they were sensory facts, when we treat beliefs as if they were physical reality, when we treat words as if they were the things themselves. Consciousness of abstraction is the ability to separate these levels and understand what is observation, what is interpretation, what is language and what is belief. Section 3. The structural differential, a model of information loss. Korzybski created a teaching tool called the structural differential. It is a model that shows how information is lost at every stage of abstraction. The physical world contains endless detail. Our senses capture only a limited portion. Our interpretations capture even less. Our language captures only a tiny fraction, and our beliefs capture only what fits our existing worldview. The structural differential demonstrates that human knowledge is always partial, incomplete, and abstracted. This is not a flaw, it is a structural fact of human cognition. General semantics teaches us to remain aware of this limitation, to avoid false certainty, to avoid rigid thinking, and to remain open to revision. Section 4. Time binding, the human advantage. Korzybski introduced the concept of time binding. Time binding is the uniquely human ability to pass knowledge across generations. Animals live in the present. Humans inherit the past. We build on the discoveries of those who came before us. We accumulate progress. Time binding explains science, culture and civilization, but Korzybski warned that time binding can also transmit errors. False beliefs can be inherited. Faulty maps can become traditions. Misleading labels can become identities. General semantics teaches us to evaluate the knowledge we inherit, to update our maps, to refine our understanding and to correct our errors. Section 5. Semantic reactions, how meaning shapes emotion. Korzybski introduced the concept of semantic reactions. A semantic reaction is an emotional or behavioral response triggered by meaning, not by the event itself. Two people can hear the same word and react differently because the reaction comes from the meaning they attach to the word. Semantic reactions explain why people get offended, why people misunderstand each other, why people argue over labels, and why people react to interpretations instead of events. General semantics teaches us to examine our semantic reactions and ask what meaning we attached, what assumption we added, and what map we used. This awareness reduces conflict, increases clarity, and increases emotional intelligence. Section 6. Indexing and dating, escaping overgeneralization. Korzybski taught that humans overgeneralize. We say things like people are like this group is like that, or this situation always means this. General semantics introduces two tools called indexing and dating. Indexing means recognizing differences within categories. Not all members of a group are the same, not all experiences are identical. Dating means recognizing that things change over time. A belief from the past may not apply now. A label from childhood may not describe adulthood. A conclusion from yesterday may not fit today. These tools help us avoid rigid thinking, stereotypes, and outdated maps. Section 7. Non-Aristotelian thinking. Moving beyond either/or. Korzybski argued that traditional Western logic is Aristotelian. It is based on either or, true or false, black or white, but the real world is not binary. It is continuous, dynamic, and complex. General semantics promotes non-Aristotelian thinking, thinking that accepts degrees, thinking that accepts uncertainty, thinking that accepts complexity. This shift allows humans to think more accurately, evaluate more carefully, and respond more intelligently. Section 8. Consciousness of abstraction. The central discipline. The ultimate goal of general semantics is consciousness of abstraction. This means being aware of how your mind constructs reality, being aware of what you leave out, and being aware of what you add. It means recognizing that this is my interpretation, not the event. This is my map, not the territory. This is my belief, not the world. This is my reaction, not the truth. Consciousness of abstraction creates clarity. It reduces confusion. It reduces conflict. It increases understanding. Section 9. Verified modern applications. Korzybski did not write about social media, politics, or modern psychology, but his verified concepts apply naturally in social media. People react to words, not reality. People confuse labels with facts. People inherit maps without questioning them. In relationships, semantic reactions create conflict. Assumptions replace observation. Old maps distort new experiences. In self-talk, labels become identities. Identities become prisons. Maps become territories. General semantics offers tools to break these patterns, tools to update maps, tools to refine evaluations, and tools to increase awareness. Section 10. The purpose of general semantics. Korzybski did not offer a philosophy of what to think. He offered a discipline of how to think. The purpose of general semantics is to improve human evaluation, to reduce misunderstanding, to increase clarity, to increase sanity, and to help humans think, speak, and act with awareness. It is a method for navigating reality with better maps, maps that are flexible, maps that are updated, and maps that reflect complexity. Closing. General semantics is not about changing the world, it is about changing the way we interact with the world. It is about recognizing the limits of our nervous system. It is about understanding the power of language. It is about updating our maps. It is about becoming conscious of abstraction. Korzybski believed that when humans understand how they can think better. When they understand how they can evaluate better. When they understand how they can react better. This is the legacy of general semantics: a system for clarity, a system for awareness, and a system for intelligent living.